This is the MLA formatting tutorial for PC users. If you're using a Mac, go to the next video. First thing we want to do is make sure we're all working out of the same book. The book I'm using is Keys for Writers, 6th edition, by Anne Raines with Maria Jersky. And we're just going to go to the MLA formatting page, which is page 210 right here. So set that up, make sure that we're all on the same page, so to speak. And let's check out our paper. The first thing we want to do with our paper is make sure that our header looks like the header in the book. So the first thing is your name. My name's Michael Hudson, so I'm going to go ahead and type that in. The professor, we'll go ahead and use the same professor they'd use, Professor Rosenberg. Misspelled it, so just correct it, it's no problem. The class, we'll use the same class they use in the book, right here, English 201, Section 2. And today's date is the 12th of August, 2010. Make sure when you're formatting your date that you do day, month, year. The next thing we want to do is come up with the title. Now, you don't want to name your title something obvious like Analysis of a Dollhouse. You want your title to be catchy and interesting so that your audience wants to read it. So, perhaps we can name it The Insane Doll. And once you have a title, select and go up to your home formatting palette, click center. Now notice that's the only thing that's different about the title. It's not underlined, it's not italicized. The only thing special about the title is that it has its own line and it's centered. So now that we've got all our information correct, we've got our paper written, and we've got our title, we've got our header done, now we want to worry about formatting. Now the most obvious piece of formatting is the font. So select all, just drag your mouse down till you get to the bottom. Proper MLA formatting requires that you use Times New Roman. So right now we're in Arial. We'll just scroll down till we get the right font. Times New Roman, click that. 12-point font right here. If your teacher instructs you to use something else, always go with your teacher's instructions. But if she only says MLA formatting, then the standard is Times New Roman. The other thing we want to do in regards to formatting is, again, select all. And make sure that the paper is double spaced. So this button here, line spacing, is what we need. So we'll click on it. Scroll down to double. And now our paper is all double spaced like we need it to be. Added a lot of length to it. So we'll scroll back up. Looks good, and we'll click off of it. The next thing we need to do is make sure that our margins are correct. So go to Page Layout up at the top here, Margins, and as you can see, the default has 1.25 margins on each side. We need 1-inch margins, like it says over here in the book, 1-inch margins, top to bottom. So we'll scroll up and click on Normal. And it just made all our margins correct for us. And you can see on the ruler that the ruler jumped a little bit. Now we want to make sure that our paragraphs are all indented, so just hit Tab. Make sure there is only one space between each paragraph. You don't need to add an extra space. Just hit Enter one time. So that's done. So now the body of our paper is completely formatted. The next thing we want to do is add our header, because as you can see here, on this one, the last name and the page number have to be 1/2 inch from the top of the page. So let's go back to our paper, go to Insert, Page Number, which is right here. And we want it at the top of the page on the right, just like it is in the book. Okay. And it's put us down to page 3 so we can see that all our pages are formatted in the same way. And that's great. So now we want to push our cursor right by page 1 and type in our last name. As you can see here, it's the last name and the page number. And you want your page to match up. So my last name is Hudson, so that's what I'll put there. If you look up under Design, it'll say Header Position from the top. You want to make sure that says 0.5. It automatically defaults to it, so usually you don't have to do anything, but just check up here to make sure. Click off of it. Scroll up and down to make sure everything's properly formatted, to make sure your header is properly accessed on each page. And we are. So that's it. We have a properly formatted MLA page.